Members of over 57 public universities are demanding a decent wage increase as they march against the budget crisis. After a 72-hour strike, protesters gathered outside the National Congress.
There is no state policy in place for public education. In a meeting addressing higher education and honouring 100 years of university reform, public education was, again, declared a universal human right and a state obligation. The state must support public education from primary school up to university.
Some of the demands are inflation-based salary increases, regularization of hired teachers and ad honorem teachers, a teachers training fund, and increased public university budget.
People are protesting against the crisis being faced by the science and technology as well as university sectors. Today, specifically, is the crisis of the National University, which is reflected in teachers' salary cuts, which the government aim to slash by 15%.
Since February, teachers are refusing to accept insecure agreements made during negotiations with the provincial and national governments.
Students are spreading the strikes and discussing the continuation of the demonstrations. They are in a major disagreement with the government. A government that continues with meetings but without hearing the general complaints. A government that does not give answers and says the only possibility is to make cuts, which will lead to the closing of the public university.
Mauricio Macri's government is plunging into a deep crisis and does not want to accept it. Supposedly in the next few hours, the unions will meet with the Education Minister Alejandro Finocchiaro. But the unions are not optimistic that their complaints will be heard.